How's it going, everyone? My name is Keenan and welcome to my channel where usually we'll be talking about personal finance, investing, real estate, and construction. But today is a big day. Today is going to be my 13th video here on YouTube, and it kind of marks just a little bit over a month of me being a part-time YouTuber. So I figured I'd make this video just sharing my first month here on YouTube and kind of what things I went through, what kind of experiences I had, thoughts that crossed my mind, and just kind of seeing if there's any similarities between me and any other YouTubers out there. So I'll just start off with a quick background, followed by some expectations versus reality of my first month on YouTube, and then taking a look into my YouTube analytics and seeing what that looks like for a regular guy doing YouTube in Hawaii. So if you're new here, I'm an engineer here in Hawaii, and I started this channel as kind of a log of financial things that I was going through throughout my life and the lessons that I was learning about basic financial stuff like buying a home, budgeting, investing, and just basic financial education. A lot of my friends are in different stages in their life than I am, and I've been working for a little bit longer than they have. So I just wanted to share my lessons with them so they don't make the same mistakes that I did. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have a huge social media presence. I don't know anything about cameras or equipment and any kind of lighting stuff. Never edited a video before. Never did thumbnails or knew how to do any of this stuff. I just kind of figured it out on my own when I started YouTube. But starting a YouTube channel had always intrigued me, so one day I picked up the camera and just started filming and posting for the world to see. Well, that's enough about me. Now I'm gonna jump into 5 expectations versus reality type deals that I went through when I was just starting out my channel. So number 1, I thought this would be time consuming, but I didn't realize how time consuming this would be. So I'll kind of take you through my average day. I start in the morning at usually around 6:30 at work, 6:30 to 7 o'clock, and I come home at about the same time in the evening, like 6:30, 7 o'clock. After you eat dinner, do all your things, and I want to try to sleep by 11 or 12. Just taking that time between 8 and 12 to just work on my YouTube channel. The hardest videos for me are the ones that I have to do a lot of research for because I just don't want to say anything incorrect in the videos. So usually to plan those videos out, it takes me quite a while. Like the video that I made about compound interest, I think took me about a week after all those few days to just even write the script for it. And originally I thought maybe I don't even need to write a script, I can just kind of freestyle it because I thought I was good at improv. And then when I finally started recording, I realized no, you need a script. You need to organize yourself. And then to edit, because like I said, I've never had any editing experience, I use this program called Shotcut, which I learned everything on YouTube about how to actually edit the video, cut it, all that kind of stuff. It usually takes me about 2 to 3 hours just to cut the video and remove all the unnecessary things that I may say inside of that video. And then it'll take me like another 3 to 4 to 5 hours just to add everything else in. Now I'm starting to put music inside, sort of, and trying to make the transitions a little bit cleaner, and just kind of learning along the way and trying to improve each video every single time. So I'm definitely putting about 16 to 20 hours of work per week on top of my 60 hours per week for my regular job that I work. So just keep that in mind, especially in the beginning if you don't have any experience doing any of these things like me, and it may take you a lot longer than you expect. Comment down below if you guys have the same experience, or if you think that that's much too long, or if there's anything that you think can help me be better and not take as much time. But quite frankly, I do enjoy the process, so it's not that big of a deal to me. So number 2, I didn't think that I would really get caught up in the YouTube analytics, but I got caught up in the YouTube analytics. So it's very interesting to see how all your views go up and down, and as you comment on other channels and you start seeing other people within your niche, you can see what they're doing and what their views are, and you never really want to compare yourself to others all the time, but it's kind of hard and inevitable when you're trying to grow your channel. And I'm an engineer at heart, so when I look at numbers, I always want to identify the trends and figure out how to improve on those numbers. And I want to know why some videos do worse than others, and sometimes it can go down this rabbit hole of me looking at my analytics and just kind of analyzing every little detail. So finding that balance at the beginning was a little difficult. And once you go down the analytics route, then you start to watch the plethora of videos on YouTube about how to grow your channel from 0 to 1,000 subscribers, and from 1,000 to whatever, how to get your first 100 subscribers, and there's millions and millions of videos of those out there. So recently, over the past couple of weeks, I've tried to reshift my focus to make sure that I'm just focusing on my own content and making sure that I'm at least putting out the 2 videos per week, and it's something that I'm proud of. And that's really helped, I guess, mentally and to focus on what's really important. I thought I would easily be able to block out the analytics, but seeing the graphs was just too exciting for me. And number 3, I thought if I followed all the tips and tricks of YouTube and all the things that help you get noticed, that I would get noticed real fast. So for anyone out there that doesn't really know anything about this, I'll do a brief overview of some of the tips and tricks that you're supposed to be doing on a YouTube channel in order to grow it. So number one is this thing called SEO, or search engine optimization, which essentially means that the videos that you're making are searchable. Because YouTube is owned by Google, and Google is the biggest search engine in the world, YouTube actually following it and being number 2, you have to make videos in order for you to get noticed that YouTube can actually categorize and figure out what your video is about. Essentially, you want all your titles, your tags, your description, everything to kind of flow together and make sure that you're using the same keywords in all of them to make sure that you'll rank for certain titles. As a small YouTuber, you're not supposed to be creating clickbait things like, I can't believe this just happened, because no one gives a crap about what just happened to you. You don't have any subscribers. And YouTube also doesn't know what your video is about. It has no idea what could just happen. Did you invest and make millions of dollars? Or did you pull a 50-pound carrot out of the ground? I don't know. YouTube doesn't know. And that's why you're supposed to be doing things like that to optimize your search engine optimization and make sure that you can make your video searchable. And the other things about consistency, making sure you have good thumbnails and things like that. So I thought that because I did all the research ahead of time and I tried to do things that I thought were, along those same lines, that I would get noticed really quickly. Maybe I have. I'm at 177 subscribers now. I'm not in a million yet, so And the other tip that people tell you is to jump on trending topics. And that's when I made the video about leaving California. And I made the video about like the election and the stocks there, to try to jump on the trend and to see if that would make my channel blow up. And those videos actually got a decent amount of views. I think that leaving California video is actually my second most viewed video right now. But it's not like it jumped my channel up to like thousands of subscribers out there just because I jumped on one trend. Even if I thought I had, the decent thumbnails and, the SEO optimization, all that kind of stuff. So if you're doing all those same things too, just like me, and it's not growing, I mean, we're all in the same boat here. And number 4, I knew that there were people that were trying to start YouTube. I just didn't really realize how many people were starting YouTube. Once I jumped into the field of like being a small YouTuber, even in the financial niche, because I've never commented on YouTube videos before, I never did any of that stuff and dove deeply into actually the community around YouTube. So I didn't realize how many people were trying to do this. There are hundreds and thousands of people that are trying to do the same thing as you. And it's actually really neat to see how everyone has a different opinion and a different spin on everything. But it also is a good reminder to you that there's a lot of competition out there, so you need to work hard and you need to do things to make your videos stand out. And number 5, I thought that this was going to be fun, and the reality is that it really is. I really enjoy creating videos, and the most rewarding thing for me is to hear people that maybe I haven't even heard from for a while say that my video had an impact on them, or they learned something, or just that they were very entertained by what I put out. So it really means a lot to me that even 1 or 2 people gain something from my video that maybe I spent 20 hours or a week trying to create, but that one person just really makes it all worth it for me. If you don't enjoy the process of making the video, planning it out, and all those kinds of things, then YouTube's probably not going to be for you, because right now, I've put in hundreds of hours of work into this in my first month, and it's for nothing. Financially, of course. Those are my 5 expectations versus reality type deals. If you resonated with anything, comment below or let me know your expectations versus reality as well. If you're a small YouTuber or if you're thinking about starting a channel. Kind of what do you think? What kind of things are you concerned about or you're thinking about? And maybe we can just talk about it below. But now I don't know if this is what people are waiting for, but we're gonna jump into the analytics of my channel. So we will go into my computer. Alright, so here's my channel. Here's my analytics. So we'll just kind of go through it if you've never seen this before. This is kind of what you'll see in your first page. This is my video I just uploaded today. I kind of knew that this was, we were allowed to go into that, but I kind of knew this one wasn't going to be a huge hit out there. But it's something I really enjoy talking about. Construction, something, my job, I really love my job. So I figured I'd just educate people about what we're doing and whatnot. But anyhow, this is kind of what the first page will look like. Your dashboard tells you about your video performance. This over here just started popping up, I think recently, just because I think I hit my first month. It tells you kind of how your views are doing in relation to, I guess, your typical range for the amount of time that your video's been up. Your click-through rate. So if you don't know what a click-through rate is, it's basically what your video will get shown to many different people. So your click-through rate will essentially say, like, you know, if you're shown on 100 different people's platforms, so like this one, it would say 14 people clicked on your video. Click-through rate has a lot to do with title and thumbnail. This is really high, but I think it's because, you know, I don't have that many views, right? It hasn't been out that much, so it's kind of like, and most of this is probably just my friends that are looking at this, so they're obviously gonna, or I would hope that they're trying to click on it. So that's why it's kind of high. View duration, 5 minutes, which is pretty good from what I understand. So yeah, but again, my views are really low. So if I had, like, you know, millions of views and I was getting 5 minutes of duration, that's really, really good. Anyway, so yeah, so right now I'm at 177 subs. And then yeah, your last 28 days of things like that. So we'll go into kind of the videos, or I guess we'll just go to the basic overall analytics first. So here we are, 1,212 views in the last 28 days, 83 hours of watch time from that, my subscribers. So this is kind of when I had my first video-ish. So you know, my channel was fresh, it was new, so people were interested. Like, what is Keenan doing with his life now? Why is he a YouTuber? Did he get fired? You know, people were nosy and concerned. And then I think as I started to post more videos, you know, it kind of tapered down a little bit, but you know, basically any day I post on Mondays and Wednesdays. So that's where my spikes in my views typically are. So you can kind of see how my views are on a day-to-day basis. I think this is really, really cool that on the days that I don't post, people are watching my videos. Because all I do is I really promote my video on Instagram. That's really all I do, or I'll text it to like my mom. But other than that, you know, I don't really promote the video on like Facebook or do any of those group things, or like they have the small YouTuber boosts like Facebook groups. I don't do any of that. So the fact that I only posted on my story on like a Monday and a Wednesday, and you know, on Thursday, like here, 57 people are watching, is crazy to me. Like, that's just insane. Like, why are you watching me on a day that I'm not letting you know that I'm around, so how are you guys watching me? I think that's really cool. Anyway, moving on. I don't know how much of this video I'm gonna keep in here, but we'll see. So reach, so impressions is essentially how many people, I guess, YouTube show your video to. So if it shows up on anyone's homepage out there, if it shows up in suggested or whatever, just basically anytime your video is shown to people, this is what an impression is. And a click-through rate, again, is, you know, how many times when people see your video, what percentage of people actually click on it. So now I'm at 3.9%, which to me means that I used to be kind of closer to like 7 or 8. So, but I think that's because now recently, see down here, I was only getting, you know, a few, you know, like 400 impressions. And then recently I got like 1,000, I think. Yeah, so here on Saturday I got 1,000 impressions. So YouTube was promoting my video for whatever reason. And I think basically when it got to that level, my thumbnail wasn't good enough, or my title wasn't good enough to actually get the clicks, right? And I think that's what ruined my, well, not ruined, but it kind of decreased my click-through rate over here. But again, this is my first month, so still learning. So again, how those turn into views over the last 28 days and unique viewers. I guess I could just do my entire channel. Maybe that's... Oy. So yeah, so here you can see here, right? So you can kind of see how as you keep posting, so you see how it kind of jumps from, you know, like 200 impressions down here to now 400 and 600. So I think that that's the consistency that people talk about when you're on YouTube. If you stick with it, then YouTube will reward you in these ways and actually push your video out to other people. And I think that's really, really cool. So yes, again, throughout my whole channel, I'm at 4.8%. Last 28 days, and I think my last video, and I can show you one of them, it just didn't do that well, and that's the one that got pushed the most. So kind of go through that. Anyway, that's what it is. So traffic source type, so again, yeah, we had channel pages, browse. So I think the goal overall is to get your videos suggested, like suggested and on the home page so that people will actually see them. Search is another good one too. External again is my Instagram. So see, my Instagram has a lot of the traffic driving there because that's basically how I do it through my stories. But yeah, I can see as of recently I've been getting a lot of unique viewers, just I guess because I have searchable content now, and since YouTube is now in this stage where they're actually pushing my videos out to more people, even the ones that are a little bit older. Because I made searchable content, they can place it in front of the eyes of people that are looking for that kind of stuff. So yeah. See, look, that was a cool day. 1,600 people that it was sent to ish. Okay, so from there, so yeah, again, 18,000 impressions, and how that turned into views, 864 views over that time period. So, and then the watch time from there. So yeah, my average view duration is about somewhere in the 4 to 5 minute range typically, which I don't know. I think that's good, but you guys let me know if you guys are seeing the same stuff or if you have any suggestions for me too. And again, I think before too, down here, I think external actually was probably above one of these because most people are just coming from, you know, just like me texting my mom or, you know, my Instagram stories. So it's kind of nice to see how the channel is moving towards what most of the other channels do that start to grow with the, you know, search and suggested. So that's pretty neat. Head over to engagement. So here again, my watch time over this time. So I surpassed 100 hours the other day, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, you can see how my watch time, average view duration, and that's what I think is really important to me. I want to make sure that I'm making videos that people actually care to watch and they're interesting enough to watch. Then audience, so I'm waiting for this because, and I don't know if anybody has any suggestions on why I don't have this graph, because it shows you when your people are on YouTube, and that's how you can kind of test to see what time you should post your videos to maximize that. I'm assuming that because I don't have a lot of viewers coming to my channel, it doesn't really matter as much, but you know, it would be nice to have. I see other people, it's like this purple graph thing where it has like darkness where most of your viewers are on, so you want to post around that time too. But I don't have that yet. So yeah, here's my unique viewers and my subscribers and how that happens. So if you have any thoughts on this, let me know. But yeah, I thought this was interesting. There's more females that watch my channel than males. Don't know what to make of that, but that's what it is. And then coming down, let's see here. So again, monetization, you can't get monetization until you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So not quite there yet. You can help out though. And then let's look at a couple of videos really quickly. So I think one that's very interesting is here. So let's look at my first video. So this one I have the most amount of views on. So we can check out these analytics here on this video. So you can kind of see the spike in views right at the beginning when I posted it, and how it's kind of tapered off over time. How much watch time comes from this video, how long they watch the video. So this is the kind of stuff that you want to look out for and make sure that you're keeping people engaged and people aren't just clicking out of your video. But again, see, it's kind of been smooth. I think since this video's been out for a month, I don't think they would try to really push it as much. But I think too, it's like my first one on my popular uploads and the way that my channel's set up. So I think when people take a look at my channel, they see this one first and it catches their eye. So yeah, it has a pretty good click-through rate for the amount of views it's getting as well. So I think this one's a pretty cool video. It's my first one. Has the most amount of views. But here's one that I think is very interesting. Coming out to here on my mistakes video. So I just posted this last week Wednesday, and this one was very interesting because, well, interesting. See, I'd never seen this before. This is new. Cool. All right. So this is cool. So this is my video that had the most push from YouTube. So see, I've never seen this screen before. So it says that a lot of my views came from being in recommended, which is the goal. That's what I want. Up next in the homepage. It's awesome. Good job. But then I think when you come down to here, here's where things get juicy. So you see my click-through rate is not very good. It's below 2. The average they say is between 2 and 10, which means that there's either something wrong with my thumbnail or my title of my video. But you can see how this thing got pushed, you know, and that was that Saturday where I had, you know, that many views. So it got push, and then it tapers off, you know, a couple of days later. So I thought that was really neat to see how this video got pushed and how that affected my click-through rate. But what was good was that I still have a pretty good watch time from this. See, watch time from impressions, you know, 5 hours, 6 minutes, average view duration. So when people watch the video, they kind of enjoy it for the most part. It's just them actually clicking on it. I need to figure out a better way to change my thumbnails and do that kind of thing to make it more interesting to click on. But yeah, so that's a few of my videos, my things about my channel. If you have any more questions, so I don't know what else I can show you on here that I think would be interesting, but yeah, for the most part, that's my channel. That's what a month of analytics looks like on YouTube. Hopefully in a few months or a year from now, it'll look a little bit better than this, but yeah, that's the channel. Well, that's my channel after 1 month, and my advice to anybody out there that's doing YouTube and maybe in the same position as me or maybe even above or below, just don't get discouraged. Focus a lot more on your content. It helps reduce the stress really of being a YouTuber when you're just trying to create and you're not focused on just numbers and growth and things like that. I just love the thought of providing value to people and enjoying the process of just exploring the creative side of, I guess, my brain and stuff. And again, my main goal is just to help others, not necessarily just to have a nice big subscriber count. So if you got anything out of this or if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can continue being a part of our growing family here. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.